morning, everybody. Good morning. You are through to the Pinstripe Chronicles. This is your guy, Donald, and I got my guy, co-host, the man, Luca himself. Salute to everybody in the chat. Nice and early. I got my coffee. You guys have got your coffees? Are you guys ready to go? We're going to talk some Yankees. Let's break it down. So we're going to quickly break down the Mariners series, another positive series for the Yankees. To be honest, they're looking pretty good. Pretty good. Pitching is unbelievable. Or as Larry David likes to say, Luca,
pretty good.
Pretty good. Pretty good. That's what the Yankees are doing right now. Pretty good. So let's have a look at the chat before we break down the previous Mariners series. The early bird can be only one. It's Jonathan. What's up? John the Beagle Dad. Good morning, John the Beagle Dad. Good morning. That rocket launch was awesome yesterday. Yes, I know, off topic. My bad. All right. Jonathan says the lineup is out. Well, do give us the lineup. Healing Men's Hearts. That's my dude. Those good vibes could be flumpy. I love it. Healing Men's Hearts loves to just keep everybody grounded. When the mighty fish come a knocking, we'll see. I'm expecting the offense to dig a massive shit today. Love that positivity, man. You know what you need? You need a coffee. That's what you need. We got my guy NFE in the chat. Now we have to say, if you haven't already done so, you guys got to sub up. And I came across NFB's play-by-play of the first Mariners game. He did a terrific job. So he's the man. So you guys got to sub up and check out his play-by-play. It's very, very good. So salute to you, NFE. Hope you're doing well, my guy. We have, yes, he does. Healing Man's, NFE does good broadcasts. Donald is bringing the fire. Donald always brings the fire. That you can always trust. We got my guy, Celso. What's going on? Just Minx in the chat. Good morning. Good morning. So everybody, good morning to y'all. Salute to you, man. Salute. Let's get into it. Let's break down the Mariners series. I was very happy with it. Some issues with Aaron Boone, but we're going to start with the positive. Let's start with the outrageously incredible pitching from Cam Schlittler, and then we'll discuss a little bit of Aaron Boone, and then we'll go into our series awards. So everybody, get your pens and pencils ready. We're gonna get some more awards. All right. So let's start with the positives. Pitching. Luca, what was your thoughts on Cam Schlittler and Max Fried in particular?
Phenomenal. They couldn't have had a better start to the season. And we headlined pretty much through the entire offseason. You know, Fried was going to be the stabilizer of this rotation. He's going to be your ace until Garrett Cole gets back. And Max Fried has been steady. He's been steady. He's been consistent. He's been great. He's been great. As I said, there's nothing much you could have more asked for out of Max Fried. Cam Schlittler, you know, he's like, I don't know if it was like, there's a certain statistic out there where they're comparing first couple of starts between careers. He's like on a similar track to Paul Skeens. It's insane. It's amazing. So,
and on that note, there's a lot of discussion about the Yankees. They'll do anything it takes to get Paul Skeens.
Exactly. Exactly.
We kind of already have one in Cam Schlittler.
I'd have to pull up the statistic, but it was like the first couple starts of their career or whatever. And obviously Paul Skeens has not had a great start to the season because he's had a high ERA, but it's not to the point. Schlittler's been phenomenal. His start against the Giants, his start against the Mariners, just phenomenal. So the stat, Donald, that he was compared to with Schlittler and Skeens, first 18 career starts, Cam Schlittler, 2.36 ERA, 1.06 WHIP, 10.3 strikeouts per 9 innings, 2.8 walks per 9 innings, and 0.7 home runs per 9 innings, okay? Paul Skeens, 2.23 ERA, 0.95 WHIP, 11.2 strikeouts per 9 innings, 2.1 walks per 9 innings, and 0.8 home runs per 9 innings. So a little up on the stats, a little higher on the stats for Cam Schlittler as opposed to Paul Skeens, but they're comparable. That's insane because we talk about how the Yankees don't exactly, know how to develop certain players, but Schlittler seems to be the exception. Him and Ben Rice. Ben Rice has been, on the offensive side of the ball, just as a precursor, Ben Rice has been cooking this far. But shout out to Schlitt, man. Boone needs to start trusting him a little bit more. And I'm sure that'll progress throughout the season, but I must say Boone cannot have this bullpen boner early on, especially with the Yankees having a lack of depth.
Yes, we will get into that next. NFP, I don't want Schlittler going anywhere. I don't want the prospects going anywhere. Pirates can keep Skeens. I said it, and I actually kind of echo his sentiment. I mean, Cam Schlittler is just a shutout his first 2 starts. You literally can't get better than that. Literally can't get better than that. I mean, if Paul Skeens is available and it wouldn't cost us Cam Schlittler and Ben Rice, and Lombard, then yeah, cool. Otherwise, I kind of see what he's saying because the Pirates are going to want the entire Yankees roster. And they stood. I think I came across a tweet or someone, an insider for Pittsburgh, saying that they loathe to trade him to the Yankees. They loathe to do it, and it would cost the entire Yankee roster. And then some. So it's not worth it. We've got a pretty special guy in Cam Schlittler. And what I said in the last episode when I broke down Cam Schlittler, I said that no matter how good you think Cam Schlittler is, he's better. And I have to pat myself on the back because it's true. It's true. That guy throws 3 different fastballs, all coming out in exactly the same angle and trajectory, and then they all 3 of them go completely different ways. That all pinpoint location, and all similar velo. He's got a cut fastball that ranges between 97 and 99. He's got a rising fastball, which is basically unhittable at this point. And he's got he's just got a beautiful two-seamer as well. The guy is a monster. The guy's a monster. We talk about pitch tunneling. He's like the perfect example of that. You guys should watch back the clips of him pitching. It's perfect pitch tunneling because coming out of his hand, it looks like it's just going to be a routine fastball. But then it's got a massive cut to it, or a two-seamer, or rises. I mean, that's what I'm talking about, pitch tunneling. These are the things that Matt Blake, I think, is an expert on. The Yankees did an expert job on, and Cam Schlittler is one of the great examples of that. He's one of the best pitchers in baseball as is right now. And I think he's only going to get better. He's one guy that I'm extraordinarily excited about. And while he brings all the fire and the jaw-dropping ability, and it was jaw-dropping, you could even argue that the second start was better than the first start. This first start was a shutout. The second start I thought was even more impressive because the quality of opposition was better, and he still made them look like fools. So I have to say, like, Schlittler is amazing, but Max Fried, he just gets the job done, man. He's just like what's he like? He's like kind of like Picasso. Like, the mound is his canvas, and he just paints the corners, and it's pretty impressive. Luca, what's your thoughts on Max?
Oh, Fried's been phenomenal start of the season. He's been the one, I'm going to call it beacon of consistency. I mean, Schlittler, obviously, we could say enough about him, but Fried being the top of the rotation. And here's the thing, because we said into the season, not that so much Schlittler was an unknown. It was like, okay, he had a really damn good rookie season. How could he build upon it? Rest of the rotation is question marks, but the beacon of consistency and the head of this horse in the rotation before Garrett Cole gets back is going to be Max Fried, and he has been phenomenal. The fastball's been there. He's been painting the corners. The location's been very good. I'd say his Seattle start was better than his San Francisco start. So I'm excited to see what Fried continues to bring to the table. But I don't think anybody's really going to be disappointed because I don't remember what we did in our preseason wars. Down, you had this written down, like best pitcher or something like that. I think you put Schlittler. I said Max Fried, but again, it's comparable. Their starts have been almost comparable, Donald. So it's not like
they're both doing it in completely different ways.
Exactly. Yes,
they're both getting the same outcome, shutout ball, but two different ways. Like Schlittler's bringing the power and like the swing and miss. Max Fried, contact, quick contact, easy, soft contact, getting the quick outs.
100%. 100%. Couldn't have said any better.
This is a good point, and this is what we're going to break down next. For those wondering, Cam could have gone longer, but Yanks are watching his pitch count early since he missed a little time during spring training because of the back injury. His pitch count will be back up. Spot on. We will break that down next. Fried being at the top of the rotation before Garrett Cole and Rodon return takes an immense amount of pressure off. And you're right.
It does. Absolutely.
Rodon will come back eventually. You got Garrett Cole. He looked very good in the spring starts that he had. I don't think he'll be that far away. Then you've got Fried and Schlitt. I mean, those are three elite arms right there. Then you got Cole, and I'm still a proponent of Luis Gil. I'm a Luis Gil believer. I believe in Luis Gil, and I don't really believe in Weathers. I'm not a big Will Warren fan, but I've already named 5 good starters there anyway. So the Yankees are in very good shape starting wise. And to be fair, Weathers and Warren were okay. They weren't too bad. They need to bring more in terms of an out pitch in order to get the pitch count down, but they've been far from a problem, and it's a good thing because the Yankees haven't really started hitting yet. Only half the order is really hitting, but it doesn't really matter if you're pitching. If your starters are giving you shutout ball or 1-run ball, it doesn't really matter. So I guess if you're thinking like Brian Cashman's thought process is like, yeah, maybe the offense takes a slight step back, but it's not going to be a massive step back. And I expect our pitching will probably make up for that, and solid defense up the middle, which it has been to this point. Then you could probably score a little less runs, but we're not going to give up any runs anyway. So that's probably the thought process, and the proof is kind of in the pudding in these first 2 series. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I think. I mean, the one thing we hope with the starting pitching is not that it's a problem with a Schlittler or Fried, but obviously we hope to see a little more innings out of Warren and Ryan Weathers, so we can tax the bullpen just a little less. Also, as well, you mentioned that only half the order is hitting. So maybe, again, baseball season starts. It's a timing thing with some hitters. They'll eventually catch fire like Jazz Chisholm. I think he's eventually going to catch fire. You look at the basic numbers. He hasn't had a great start to the season, but I think that's going to build up. You got guys like Austin Wells. He's off to a slow start. Aaron Judge, technically, by the standards, is having a very slow start. He's going to catch fire. He always struggles in April and then catches fire out of random. So that's not like it's, oh my God, he's really struggling. So I do think some of the offense will catch fire, but I think there will be still some holes in the lineup.
Oh, yeah.
But also as well, I think you just got to go game by game, series by series. You can't say, oh, well, just because the pitching is pitching this well or they're playing this well, performing this well, doesn't mean they're going to do it throughout like next month or so on and so forth. So you can't be too reliant on the pitching. You hope the hitting gets started sooner rather than later. That goes the same for the pitching. Like, the pitching has been phenomenal. So I think we haven't hit the peak, obviously, which is a good sign.
Yeah.
This early in the season, we're not playing exactly complimentary baseball just yet.
I mean, we need 100 at bats at least
Yeah.
before we can make any real judgments about the lineup. But I still believe that the lineup is definitely one bat short before I could positively say that it would make any impression whatsoever on the playoffs, because there's a lot of holes in that lineup, as you say, and there's a lot of holes in Sunil's reasoning here. The only way I trade a boatload of prospects to Pittsburgh for Skeens if O'Neill Cruz is in that deal. I mean, I'm glad that you're joining our live streams against Sunil, but O'Neill Cruz ain't the guy. He ain't that guy. He's one of those guys that has all the talent in the world, but he's kind of like Jazz. Like,
yes.
He's just so freaking lazy, and his head ain't in the game. I mean, even I watched a clip of O'Neill Cruz just lounging around in center field, kind of making a catch, and then just not being involved in the play, throwing the ball back, and the Pittsburgh announcers were like, "Oof, that's not a good look." And I'll be honest, people in Pittsburgh are incredibly kind towards their athletes. They're not like New Yorkers.
Right.
They look for the positive in every way possible. And even they were like, it's not a great look. So no. O'Neill Cruz ain't that guy. Very talented player, ain't that guy. Talk about Jazz Chisholm. Jazz, you have to watch out for one of those awards because one's coming your way, my guy. What he was doing on the base paths, fumbling around with the base stealing mitt, and then getting caught on the base pass. I mean, that guy just help me.
Yeah, Chisholm. He's tough. I'm not gonna say he's tough to evaluate, but like mentioned it, all world talent. Could be a superstar, but it's just like the stupid mistakes where he gets. Oh, I'm going to use an Aaron Boone term here, Donald. Heady. Heady's the term that Aaron Boone used last year, I think, for like Anthony Volpe. I'm going to say that for Jazz Chisholm, but like just these stupid mistakes. And he knows better than that, but he just makes these stupid mistakes. And he's kind of not held accountable for it, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't hold himself accountable for one.
He doesn't hold himself accountable. Nobody else holds him accountable.
No.
So you're left with superstar level player to the point, superstar level talented player, but he's not fulfilling his potential because he makes those stupid mistakes and he allows them to, or he allows himself to make those stupid mistakes. He knows what he's doing is wrong. He's like the guy he kind of feels himself a little bit. And we kind of knew that already. But I don't like that in a player. I've said that before. I'll say it again. I don't like a player who feels himself. Kind of like we just discussed O'Neill Cruz.
Yes. He doesn't hold himself accountable. No, everybody's afraid to hold him accountable. And now you're left with a situation where you just have to live with him doing egregiously stupid things on a fairly regular basis.
Yeah.
I mean, when I say that he doesn't hold himself accountable, I can name 2 examples off the top of my head already last year where he doesn't hold himself accountable. One, when he was on the base paths against the Marlins, and then there was a routine pop-up about, 5 feet from him? Oof. And then he was still standing off of first base and got himself caught. And then afterwards, he said he'd do it again. Because, I played here. That doesn't mean anything. There's a pop-up within a couple of feet from you, bro. It doesn't matter where you're playing. You could be playing in Mars. It doesn't make any difference. You can play in the Polo Grounds. It doesn't make any difference. Baseball is baseball. And that was stupid. But he doesn't hold himself accountable. And then when he was caught yawning, he explained it afterwards, going, I yawn all the time. I mean, come on. Why can't anybody just say, this is a horrible look. What are you doing? Stop lounging around on the bases. I mean, that gets taught out of you when you're 6 years old.
Yes.
When you're playing freaking pee-wee ball.
When you're playing T-ball. When you're
When
playing
you're playing
T-ball.
T-ball. Once you reach first base, if you're going to be messing around with gloves or you're taking equipment off, you need to be on that base. You can't just be standing off it going, woo! Yeah. What's happening, guys? Oh shit, I just got caught out. Come on. Come on. You're a professional ball player. At least I think you are.
We would hope.
You would hope. I mean, I don't. Yeah, you're right. Not enough oxygen in the brain, and in Jazz's case, it's both. These are the kind of things. It's a manager's place to correct these fools. He doesn't do it
agree
because the Yankees are so worried now. Instead of being the best and having the best performance, the Yankees are more worried about making sure that their personalities can still be free and all that stuff. Oh, let Jazz be Jazz. No. Don't let Jazz be Jazz. Just you need to have some control over this thing. Yeah, because if this continues, we're only a couple days into the season, and he's already done the stupidest thing that he's done in 2 seasons. This was worse than anything he did last year. Fumbling around with the gloves, way off first base, not paying attention to where he was. That's actually worse than anything he did, yawning and stuff. I mean, it's getting worse with this dude.
I mean, there's 2 things. Number one, Jazz Chisholm, first of all, is in a contract year. He should not be doing this kind of stuff if he wants to earn the bag, because obviously, newsflash, Jazz, 29 other teams are watching in case they want to sign you this offseason. Obviously, the Yankees haven't signed Chisholm to an extension yet, and I personally wouldn't.
Oh, God, no.
But, like, that's – I mean, I forgot my second point, but that's point number 1. Oh, the second point. It's not like – me, you, and Tats were discussing this now. Like, we want a player with character, but you don't want to completely over. There's 2 sides of the spectrum, right? There's like having too much character, which is Jazz Chisholm, and then there's a player with absolutely no character. You don't want to completely overcorrect and have no character, but you want to find a happy medium. Like, being a personality is one thing, but you know what? You save that personality for when you have to use it. You keep that tucked away for a certain time in a certain place when you need it. Not when you're like, oh, let me just play with my batting gloves or whatever the hell on first. Let me just wander around. Let me just yawn. That stuff I can't take. That's not emblematic of being a Yankee. That's not emblematic of being a professional.
I don't care if he even offers a discount. I am not extending him under any circumstances. Like, this is my last season with Jazz. I'm sorry. He can have a 40-40 season. I'm not extending. It's not about him as a talent. I love him as a talent. It's about between his ears.
Yes.
He's not paying attention. It's embarrassing at this point. Let's talk a bit about Aaron Boone, because I think it's fair to say that he had a questionable series.
Yeah.
The Blackburn move. I mean, listen, I'm not all that bothered about it. Like, right. I didn't jump on Twitter like Michael K is accusing people of, and just to start ripping. I didn't
hate
really
watching.
I just kind of,
are you hate watching?
Hate watching. I was just like, you know what? I'm not that bothered. It's a shame. I would have made a different call. I think it was a mistake. Anyone who says it wasn't a mistake is wrong. It was a mistake. There's better arms that you could go to than Paul Blackburn in the 9th inning of a tie game. It is what it is. But I'm not going to lose my mind about it. It was just like, I can see it. The bullpen got used up, and it's March, and there's certain things, so I understand it. So I mean, I'm not going to go nuts about it, but I just don't like Paul Blackburn. I think he's a terrible pitcher, and there are better arms you go to. So that was a mistake, in my opinion. Look, do you agree?
Everything, it was the same night, obviously. There was 2 circumstances. Not number one, the Yankees were not only using Blackburn, they were using him after an off day. The Yankees
Yeah.
obviously had that Sunday off versus when they just swept the Giants. So they moved to obviously traveled to Seattle. They had an off day, so they could have used that bullpen a little bit better. And also, Tats mentioned it, like, you're pitching to Cal Raleigh out of all players. Not a smart idea. Like, if it was Bednar versus Cal Raleigh or one of your top pitchers, that's one thing. Paul Blackburn, he's going to get smoked. And Cal Raleigh ends up hitting the walk-off hit. So, no, it
Right.
wasn't exactly smart on his call. So, I get it. I get people don't want to freak out this early in the season, but, like, I don't want to say it's like people are getting PTSD, but it's like, come on, man. I do see where people are like, this is not the right move. We've seen these kinds of movies before.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it needed such a impassioned
Rant.
like rant from people backing him up. Like none of us are stupid. We know why they made that call, but was it the smart call? I think we can universally say it wasn't. So I mean, it was a mistake. I mean, what do you want me to say? You know, if you give him praise for the Giants series, which I think he does deserve, I think he managed the heck out of that Giants series. I think you have to say that he probably should have gone a different direction in that game that we lost. But I also understand all the reasonings why they went that decision. I just think it was a mistake, and I don't. It's not any more severe than that. Just it is what it is. But you know, you're not allowed to do that, or else you're a bad fan, apparently.
You're a fake fan, Donald. Come on now.
Yeah, fake fan and hate watching. Okay, Michael. Okay, Mike. Okay. Cheers, man. Thanks for looking down on us, like from your ivory tower. Let's move on though. Because Boone then made another mistake. And this is not about like ganging up on the manager because
It's just analyzing, yeah.
You're just analyzing it. There's one thing, and I can say this just in my opinion, and I'll get Lucas' thoughts. In my opinion, my major criticism of Aaron Boone, and it's been something that's been very prevalent since 2018, and he hasn't really learned from that mistake. He tends to intervene in games where there's really no need to intervene. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he tends to muddy the waters when there's no real reason to do it. Cam Schlittler was absolutely cruising. Absolutely cruising. Now I totally get that there was a pitch count on that guy, right? But then he had to keep muddying the waters, and then you took out that guy, then you put in another pitcher, and then you put out another, and then suddenly you start using up your bullpen in a game where, I mean, honestly, I was watching it, the Mariners broadcast, and the Mariners are like, Aaron Boone is actually one of the announcers said Aaron Boone is doing us a favor. I quote, he's doing us I says, we've got good news, folks. Cruz is warming up in the bullpen. It looks like they're going to try and take Cam Schlittler out. That's good news for us. I mean, when your manager is doing something to help the opposition, you might need to rethink how you're going to go about managing the rest of that bullpen. Totally get that he was on a pitch count limit, but I don't think we needed to use Cruz and Duvall and then have Bednar pitch 40 pitches.
Yeah, how about we not fix what's not broken? I think that's a perfect way to put it. It's a perfect way to put it that he was also, I mean, we've seen this in years past where he's a micromanager, but Donald, you put it perfectly saying like, he's basically touches what doesn't need to be touched. Just like, let it go. That's not like, oh, well, that's the analytics telling him that. No, that's the feel of the game. That's literally the feel of the game. If your pitcher is cruising, and yes, obviously you have to have a mindset, say, hey, you know what? My pitcher's on a pitch count limit. It's a second start. Okay, that's fine. But also at the same time, you got to have that feel to say, okay, when is it the right time to take him out? I'm not saying let the guy go for 120 fucking pitches. This is not 2000 or the 90s here. But like have the minds. There's a there's a happy medium where you're not letting the guy completely burn his arm out in the second start in April, or just the other under the other end of the spectrum where it's like, oh, I'm just going to take him out as soon as possible because I'm going to play not to lose. No, you can't do that. You got to meet in the middle and say, you know what, I have a feel for this, but I also have a feel for this, and you got to conjure it up. That's part of managing. It's having a feel for the game, which I think Boone lacks. And you know what? Here's the thing though, which makes it frustrating. He has shown times where he does have a feel for the game. Like, okay, Boone has made that right call before. So it's not consistent. It's not a consistent feel for the game, which is an issue.
Right. I mean, so Cam Schlitter goes 6 1/3 of masterful ball, right? Fernando Cruz only goes 2/3 of an inning, and he was excellent. So what I'm saying is, why not have Fernando Cruz pitch a full inning?
Right.
Pitch him into end of the eighth. Camilo Doval then comes in. Now you're starting to use up your entire high leverage part of your bullpen in a game that the Yankees were cruising 5-zip. Do you know what I'm saying? It's kind of
Absolutely.
pointless.
You're
And so
using
then,
more.
right,
You're using
you're
more
using
arms when
more
you
of
don't
them.
need to.
Right, when you don't need to do it. And that's I mean, you don't even need to use this game as an example, because I can understand it's March and Cam Schlitter as a pitch count. He did it all last year as well. He loves to jump into games where pitchers are cruising. He does it a lot. And it's something that I have noticed. He does a lot in the playoffs. It's one of Boone's major issues. That's why people say that he doesn't really manage the bullpen very well. This is one of the examples where you're up 5-zip, and then he's used his entire upper part of his bullpen. Fernando Cruz. I think he took Fernando Cruz out too early. Then he brings in Camilo Doval. And then eventually one of them is going to have a bad outing, because that's just the law of averages. If you're going to go with a Cam Schlitter, Fernando Cruz, Camilo Doval, the law of and David Bednar, the law of averages says to you that one of these four, if not two of those four, are going to have bad outings. And that's what happened. That's why you don't mess with something that ain't broken. That's just something that I mean, people who actually watch the game and understand the game, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And the Yankees were not broke. And I mean, I totally understand if you want to take Cam Schlitter out. I would have had Cam Schlitter pitch 6 2/3. And then you would have Fernando Cruz come in and pitch for 3 outs. Okay. That then takes you basically into the 8th, right? And then you can have somebody close out those last 4 outs. That's what I would have done. And I think it would have worked out a hell of a lot better than the way it transpired. David Bednar ended up having to pitch 40 pitches. And it just wasn't worth it. When you're up 5-zip, you never need to have a closer come in and pitch 40 pitches. So to get a save when you're up 5-zip, that's a mistake. That was a poor management of a bullpen, in my personal opinion. Look, do you agree with that, or
No, I
do you see
agree with
what
that. Why are you burning so many arms early on in the season? As you said, Bednar 40 pitches, and in that scenario, why are you not taking that batter by batter at that point? Listen, you want to warm up somebody in the bullpen while Cruz is pitching? That's fine. Two-thirds of an inning, okay, he pitched that. But at that point, you go batter by batter. You don't go, okay, Cruz has pitched enough. Let me get to my next arm. Like, if you want to use your big arms, that's one thing, but like, save them. Have a little bit of reserve. Like, it's interesting because there's not a happy medium with how Boone does this time at times.
No.
It's either he completely burns one arm or a set of arms, or he saves them for whatever game, which makes no sense if you get what I'm saying, Don, where he pre-plans for the next series. It doesn't make any sense. So at that point, Schlitter gives you 6 1/3. Cruz has already given you 2 outs. Why not go another out? Why not go another 2 outs? You take it batter by batter. If he starts running into trouble, okay, then go to Doval, go to Bednar, depending on the scenario. If you need 4 outs from Bednar, you get 4 outs from Bednar in that scenario. If you need like another 2 outs, go to Doval. But at that point, it's again, feel for the game. You have to manage batter by batter. You have to take it by that, in which he didn't. He's like, okay, it's like he already had his mind made up of how long Cruz was going to pitch
Yes.
for. Doesn't make any sense. You can't pre-calculate that shit.
That's exactly what it was. It was pre-calculated. It was clearly pre-written. So I don't care who writes the lineup or who sets the bullpen. It was clearly pre-written. That's my issue with it. And that's also Celso's issue. Salute to my guy here. That's my issue. And this is spot on. It's getting a star. That's my issue. He tries to throw too many relievers out and expects everyone to be on point. Exactly. If one is hot, keep him in an extra inning, etc. And all that does is actually helps you as the season goes on, because then you've used one less arm. And
right,
as I say, the law of averages dictates that the more relievers you throw out there, one of them's going to have a bad outing. That's just it. But the analytics doesn't take that into account, and that's my issue with Aaron Boone, is he's just too locked in on, oh, well, the stats say that I should put in Duvall in this situation. Well, I mean, you can't always go by that. You also have to go by your gut and your eye test. And
absolutely.
The eye test was saying Cam Schlittler is absolutely cruising. Absolutely cruising. And it was to the point where the Mariners announcers were getting frustrated, right? That means that he was doing his job. So pitch count or not, I'm having Cam Schlittler pitch one more out, right? Just because the eye test is telling me that he's not that tired. He's that good, right? He's pitching great, right? And then again, with Fernando Cruz. Cruz looks awesome. He's having no issue with the Mariners. Why only 2/3 of an inning with this guy? You might as well give him another out. What's the problem? The Mariners can't handle it. Right.
It's like in basketball where we use the term template coaching. Like you bring in a guy off the bench to help. He's really cooking. Whether he's scoring, playing elite defense, or making some plays, pushing in transition, where the coach is like, okay, on my card, he has to be out by then, and then I'm going to take him out because it's what it says on my card, my time card. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that scenario. It's kind of like template coaching, but in a baseball sense. Again, feel for the game works and is much a thing in basketball and much more a thing in baseball.
Absolutely. Great point. Jason says this bat, this lineup needs another legit bat. I couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. Good point. This lineup doesn't have others pick up the slack. I agree with that. It's a very top-heavy lineup. Like, the first half of the lineup looks good. I have serious issues with the bottom half of it. Like, whoever, I mean, now, I think it's pretty much academic that McMahon's not going to have a big season. He's not going to have a breakout season. McMahon is who he is. He's a glove-first guy, right? Austin Wells, I think he's a catcher-first guy. I think defense first with him. I think he'll have a decent season, but I don't think you're going to expect a breakout season from him. Volpe is a clown show. And it's been wonderful to have a proper shortstop out there making all the plays. So, I mean, I don't want to get rid of Caballero. Plus, he's the only guy that offers something a little bit different that the rest of the lineup doesn't do, because he likes to get on base and make a little bit of contact. Soft contact or otherwise, he focuses on that. Gets a couple singles, steals some bases, plays great defense. That's a good player to have on your roster. But yeah, there's some issues that I have with this lineup and the second half of the lineup. Like you're not gonna have too many complaints about having a top half of the lineup that includes Judge and Stanton. Jazz hits. Goldschmidt can hit. Ben Rice is fantastic, and Grisham can hit. And Bellinger, he's not a power guy at this stage in his career, but he's gonna give you a decent high average and drive in some runs. So he's not too bad. Second half of the lineup is a massive question mark, and I don't think it's sustainable at this rate. But again, we can only judge by what we're seeing, so it's hard to make any massive judgments. But I think we can all pretty much universally agree that we're a bat short. But it was an excellent series, and the Yankees look dominant, and that's even without aspects of this thing working. Like we're at this stage where it was a very dominant first two series, and only half the lineup is hitting. We've not hit that many home runs, which is kind of good. I like that. I like that. I like that we're finding ways to score runs without the use of a home run. I think that's something that's sustainable, and I like that. I think that's a good sign. The top half of the bullpen looks good. Early part of the bullpen with like the Chase Blackburns and all that stuff, Paul Blackburn, whatever fucking name is, sucks. Chase Blackburn. That's an ex-Giants middle linebacker.
Yeah, I think Chase Blackburn catching. I think he would do a lot better than Paul Blackburn.
I agree completely. Paul Blackburn, whatever your name is, you're not good enough to earn a name. He shouldn't be out there. But hey, the Yankees are still dominant, and that's a great sign. And we've got the Marlins coming up. You got the Angels. You got the Rays. You got the A's. Not in that order, but those are the teams that we're coming up with next. There's a very good chance that the Yankees can pile up some wins because I think they can beat the Angels. They can beat the A's, and they beat the Rays. And the Marlins are tough, but they should be able to take care of the Marlins as well. So,
in fairness, the Marlins, and obviously it's early in the season. You really don't want to categorize wins or style points for winning, but the Marlins have played two lowly opponents in I think it was the White Sox and the Rockies. So
yes,
they do have good bats in their lineup. Their lineup does look better in terms of if you look at the overall stats versus the Yankees, where, just look at the lineup right now. Both lineups are out, by the way. At least I'm just looking at this now. They have more hitters that are hitting for a positive average than the Yankees do in their starting lineup because obviously as I said, both lineups are out. But as I said,
do you want to read out the Yankee lineup?
Yeah, sure. So I think it's the same per usual. Starting in center field is Trent Grisham. He's going to bat leadoff. Aaron Judge batting second in right field. Cody Bellinger is batting third in left field, so you got your outfield covered. Batting fourth in the cleanup hole is Ben Rice, who has been red hot. Batting fifth and playing DH is Giancarlo Stanton. Batting sixth and playing second base is Jazz Chisholm Jr. Batting seventh and playing catcher is Austin Wells. Batting eighth and shortstop is Jose Caballero. Batting ninth and playing third base is Ryan McMahon.
Beautiful. That's pretty much our best lineup, actually, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy with that. Well, I think you know what time it is. Do you know what time it is, Luca? What time is it?
Donald.
It is time for Donald's Awards.
Yes.
I think we should do it, and I'm not even having to refer to myself in the third person, but it is time for Donald's Award. Get your pens and pencils ready. Right, let's start with the awards. Everybody get ready for the awards. Let's start with the MVP. Luca, who's your MVP?
From a hitting I don't want to dilute the answer, but from a pitching aspect, you could either go Max Fried or Cam Schlittler, or from an offensive aspect, you get Ben Rice. I'm going to go Ben Rice. Why not?
Ben Rice gets the MVP from Luca. All right. Now, Uncle Tats, he has his MVP. Uncle Tats calling from the vet's office. He's on the phone with me right now, and he's saying his MVP is Max Fried and Cam Schlittler.
Four MVPs.
He gets, yep. That's a pretty good one. Nice duo there. So Fried and Schlittler.
I like how Duran put it in the chat. He said the MVP is Cam Fried. See what you did there, Duran.
I like that. Cam Fried. Let's go. My MVP. I'm thinking about giving it to Ben Rice. I'm giving it to Ben Rice. Ben Rice is my MVP. He just edges it with that home run that he had in Game 3 but it's tough to write out Schlittler. But I tend to not go for two names for the MVP because there's so many other awards you can give players names for to So I'm gonna stick with one. I'm gonna go with Luka. I'm gonna go with Ben Rice. What's the chat got to say? So it looks like Duran's kind of sticking with Uncle Tat's idea, and I tend to agree there. Anybody else got any other suggestions for MVP? Anybody else? Yeah, Duran says it should be Schlitt and Fried. All right, cool. So that might carry, that motion might carry. But
Yes.
regardless, we've got Uncle Tats going with that duo. We've got Duran going with that duo. And me and Luca are going to go with Ben Rice. Healing Man's actually agrees it should be Ben Rice. You guys nailed the MVP. Okay, low-key MVP. That's easy for me. Big, fucking, enormous, gigantic, sensational G. He's my low-key MVP. Luca concurs.
Yep. Stan's timing has been phenomenal. I mean, the way he stole second base the other night, I thought was pretty cool. He's actually made it around the base pass pretty nicely. I think it was the second game of the series where he made it second. I'm sorry, like I don't want to hold it like a low bar against Stan, but we know he's fragile in the legs area. But him making it home from second on a single, I thought was pretty cool to watch. That laser of a double he hit the other night, again, the second game of the series, hanging change up. I'm like, dude, he's got to hit this. Into the left field, goes into the corner, scores a run or two, RBI double. That's classic Giancarlo Stanton. Obviously, yes, he hasn't hit the home runs yet, but you want to see him use that power for extra base hits, and I think he's done a phenomenal job this season. And what he can do is that's hitting. So there's not much to complain about with Giancarlo Stanton. That's why he deserves low-key MVP.
Isn't he batting over 500?
I think he's batting exactly 500.
That's absurd.
1.250 OPS.
Big G's the man. He's the only dude that's really legitimately hitting, by the way.
Yes.
The only dude, other than Ben Rice, but the only dude that's really hitting.
It's the meat of the order.
Judging ain't done shit. Jazz ain't done shit. Grisham's been meh. Bellinger, meh. It's Ben Rice and Big G. they're the two dudes that are carrying the show right now.
Yes.
Oh, Christ. Even my microphone's getting excited. Love me some Big G. And he's the only dude that's hitting. So I would have given him the MVP, but he sat the rubber, and Ben Rice edged him for it. So I think low key is a good one for him. Pitching award. I mean, we'll have to go to Uncle T for his low key. Sorry, Uncle T. His low key is Ben Rice. Okay. No mention of Big G.
Damn.
I might have to give Uncle Tats the L for that. Okay. Pitching award. I'm giving it to Cam Schlittler. There can be only one. Luca, who's your?
I'll go with Cam. Cam somehow got better after his first start.
Absurd. So good. Uncle Tat's pitching award. He's actually going to give it to Bednar. He says he battled but survived. It took him 40 pitches though.
True. Yeah.
And he really sweated through it. It wasn't a great outing for Bednar, let's be honest. But he got through it.
Yeah. It's funny because he works himself into trouble and then just all of a sudden becomes elite, works himself out of trouble.
Yeah. At no point did I think he was going to blow the save, by the way, because he's just that good. Like he's not like a Chapman. He's not like a Williams. He's not someone that as soon as he gets in trouble, you think, oh, that's it. It's cooked. We're ruined. You kind of know that he's going to get through it. That's why he's special. But it wasn't his greatest outing, in my opinion, anyway. Okay, the Clutch Award. Uncle Tats is going with Goldschmidt, and that's something that I definitely agree with.
I'm going to concur. He came out of nowhere with that big home run in the rubber game. Goldschmidt's big goal, or I should say his big role, is going to be coming off the bench as a batter against lefties. And if not mistaken, let me see. Hold on. Who did he hit the home run off of? What was it? Two days ago? Was it off Kirby? I'm pretty sure it was.
It was their main dude.
It was, yeah, I figured as much. So whether it's off lefties or righties, you want Goldschmidt to show that he still has some power left, and apparently he does have some power left. And to be fair, Don, like, we weren't actively against signing Goldschmidt, but you're like, okay, as a depth signing, it's not that bad. But again, you want a hot bat off the bench. Goldschmidt with that big swing is like, okay, he's still got something left in the tank. So the clutch award, and it was insurance runs too. It was insurance runs too, which the Yankees needed, obviously, because you saw the bullpen start to falter just a little bit. So for
it turned out to be vital. If he didn't hit that 3-run home run, we lose.
Yeah,
that's how vital it was. So, and it's not easy to come in as someone that is a Hall of Famer that's used to playing every single day, and now he's only going to get like a couple of starts a week, if that, to be ready like that. And he came through against one of the best pitchers in the American League in Kirby, and he took advantage of a pitch that Kirby left over the middle of the plate, and Goldschmidt dispatched it. That's why Goldschmidt is going to the Hall of Fame. I love me some Paul Goldschmidt. And I think that was actually a smart signing from the Yankees. If they were going to go this direction, I think Paul Goldschmidt was a very good signing off the bench. This is one of the better bench pieces you could have on a team. You didn't happen to come across Mark DeRosa. Did you come across Mark DeRosa discussing Paul Goldschmidt's physique?
I did not.
Oh, he was basically drooling out the side of his mouth when discussing Paul Goldschmidt.
I mean, Goldschmidt's great, but the drooling is interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting.
Least, but...
He was talking about Paul Goldschmidt playing on the beach. It was kind of like Top Gun. There was some severe like bromance glazing going on. Oh yeah, it was some major league glazing. But the thing I thought me some Paul Goldschmidt too. But
listen, Goldschmidt's a likable player, and he also has taken a backseat, not just in terms of a bench aspect this year, but he's also going to have to. He's Ben Rice's mentor at the moment in terms of playing first base. He's going to help him play first base, hopefully a lot better.
It's already working, man. Have you seen what Ben Rice is doing with the grabs at first? It's clear that Paul Goldschmidt has been working with him. So big shout out to Paul Goldschmidt. Like he is a pro. He's a pro's pro. And still a hell of a player. To dispatch home runs off George Kirby, of all people, even at 40 years old, you got to be special. So I think that was a smart call from Cashman, I have to say. So yeah, he gets my clutch award. Do we all agree?
Yes.
Let's move on to Aaron Boone out of 10. Look,
I think he was mostly fine, but I do think, you know what, let me say this. I think it was Healing Man's Hearts who said it. It wasn't the Blackburn, the move that kind of cost him the game. In fairness, there's another side to it too, which says the Yankees only scored one run in the opener of the series. They had a chance with the offense. They didn't make much with the runners scoring position opportunities, but obviously had the Blackburn move, which didn't work out. So I just wanted to put that out there as a smart comment from Healing Man's Hearts, I think it was, who mentioned that. But mixed bag, as you say, you could argue like a 6 out of 10 maybe. And I don't want to like over critique him, but like it's just the little things. You don't need it. As we remarked on the whole Cam Schlittler thing, there's just certain things that you don't need to touch.
Healing agrees. Thank you, Luca. But you should have put Hill in instead of Blackburn. Yeah. So 6 for you.
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. That's good. I'm actually going to give him a 5. I think he misused the bullpen in the rubber game. when he didn't need to, and he obviously made the mistake with Blackburn. Um, I'm giving it a generous 5, to be honest, because I think we won the series in spite of Aaron Boone. No, that's because I gave Aaron Boone a 10 out of 10 the first series. It's not about ganging up on Aaron Boone, but I think that he misused the bullpen this time around. But Duran is very positive, gives him a 9 out of 10. And
Oh, wow.
another person that completely agrees with Duran is Uncle Tats.
Oh, wow.
Uncle Tats gave
9 out
Aaron
of 10.
Boone 9 out of 10. Healing Man says that's why he's Booney Tunes. He's Booney Tunes is beautiful. But yeah, I mean, obviously he's doing a very good job so far in general because we're up 5-1 in wins, and that's great. Just but I think that he did kind of mismanage the bullpen this series, but it worked out fine. Just that little critiques as we move forward into the season.
Yes.
It's not about ganging up on him or anything like that, because I think by and large he's done fine. Okay. Although I think that I have to say, Uncle Tats, was he a little bit generous there, Luca?
Little generous.
Little generous. Maybe Uncle Tats is feeling positive.
Like that's like what Tats gave him was like a like an advanced grade almost.
Yeah, where he kind of like combining the two series. Yeah. Gang up on Boone is warranted mostly. That's why we love you, Duran. All right. The L. This is something their Uncle Tats ain't messing around. Guess who he's giving the L to?
Chisholm.
No. Aaron Judge.
Oof,
Uncle Tats is going after Aaron Judge. He gives Aaron Judge the L. And fuck it. So I agree with him. Really? Aaron Judge gets the L. He was awful this Mariner series. Dreadful. He was useless. Look at him. Who is your L?
You see, I could say Trent Grisham or Jazz Chisholm. I was actually going to lean Chisholm because of his antics, and I think I'm actually going to lean that way. I'm actually going to give Aaron Judge the benefit of the doubt and say he's going to start hitting soon, so I'm not going to give him the L MVP, L Least Valuable Player award just yet. I'm actually going to give him some time. Some time.
Yeah, I mean, Judge, wasn't he an offer for the entire series? I might be wrong. He was offer for the last 2 games. Oh, no, he got 1 hit in the first game, and then an offer the entire rest of the way.
It went down. It's strange because the broadcast mentioned it was a fair point. He hit so well in Seattle.
Yeah, he normally does. I mean, listen, I'm only calling it from that series. We know that the Aaron Judge is going to go off. It's probably going to be the next series. If not the next series, it'll be the series after. Aaron Judge is going to bat 600 for the series for a series and hit like 18 home runs in a week's stretch. We know this is going to happen, but right now he's playing like shit, and Captain America has to own it. I'm afraid. Just as he has to own what he did with what he didn't do in the WBC, he has to own what he hasn't done so far to start this year. He looks terrible. So I agree with Uncle Tats. I'm going to go with the L for Aaron Judge. Good for you, Uncle T. Calling it as you see it. Anybody else got any different one? Healing Man's Heart is going Jazz. Duran's going Jazz. Issy, my L is definitely Jazz. So actually, everyone else is saying Jazz. So that's very fair. I love that our show, we just call it as we see it. It's not about hating, just what they did or didn't do over the course of that series. Okay, the Boy Blue. You're my Boy Blue. Where's the graphic? We got to get the graphic for my Boy Blue. You are my Boy Blue. We are. Come on, producer. Here we go. You're my Boy Blue. You're my boy Blue. Look at who's your Boy Blue.
Well, let's see. Because I already named. In fairness, I did not give an award to a pitcher. Cam Schutler's my boy blue.
Agreed. Dude, we're on the same wavelength. That's why we're brothers from another mother.
Yeah.
I'm the same. I'm giving it to Cam Schlittler. Cam Shutout. That's my nickname for him. He's Cam Shutout. And he's my boy blue. Uncle Tat's boy blue is Ben Rice.
Fair.
Very fair. Very, very fair. Duran says his boy blue is Jason Dominguez. Interesting. You've been watching Scranton games. Clearly, you haven't been watching them in the field.
Ooh, I saw those left field highlights. They were not pretty.
Woo-wee. Let's move on to my favorite award. And I think it's everyone's second favorite award. Everyone's favorite is the boy blue. But the second favorite, it can only be the asshole in the corner, the cuck in the corner, Aaron frickin' Hicks. There he is in the corner, looking at his shoes, going, I can't wait till I'm playing golf. And, well, you got your wish, Aaron Hicks, because now you are playing golf. And you're no longer a professional baseball player, which you never should have been a professional baseball player in the first place, because you are a disgrace to anybody that's ever suited up to become a professional baseball player. You are one of one, a complete and total disgraceful clown. And I shouldn't hate a player, but I hate you. Duran, no, Donald. Aaron Hicks was a good player. Luca, where do you stand on this?
I mean, he was a good player until Brian Cashman gave him that 7-year, $70 million extension.
Yes. Aaron Hicks was just a lazy clown. Now my phone stinks after seeing Hicks. Exactly. But it's not
like
about
he just
Aaron
let out
Hicks.
a fart.
It's about the stench that Aaron Hicks leaves behind. And the stench that Aaron Hicks leaves behind this past series. Who's your Aaron Hicks award?
You know, I know he pitched one appearance. I still hate having him on the roster. And I know we're short of bullpen options. Why is Paul Blackburn on a freaking MLB roster? That dude should be in AAA.
Facts, bro.
Paul Blackburn's the answer.
Facts. Very good one. Uncle Tax is harsh on himself. He says, myself for missing the show. Aww. Well, we hope that Yzma, his gigantic lion of a dog, is okay in the vet. Look, have you seen his dog?
Oh, how is it? It's hard not to see the dog.
Yeah, you can't miss it. You can see it from where you are in Tennessee.
Yes. Just about 800 miles away or so, right?
You can see the dog from 800 miles away. That is an enormous dog.
It's like something else. It's like I could see it with the Batman symbol.
You literally could.
It has its own calling card.
I think it's like the T-Rex in Jurassic Park. You know when the
you
know when the water the water shakes and the ground.
It's also like the big dog from the Sandlot.
Yeah, exactly. That's when Yzma's coming to town because the earth shakes.
Yes.
In San Francisco, it's not a 1.2 earthquake. It's actually Yzma going for a piss. But no, we love Yzma and we love Uncle T, and we hope that all is okay at the vets because dogs are better than humans. Just saying.
Oh, for sure. I'd say pets are better than humans.
Absolutely. That dog is big. It fucking is huge. But I disagree with Uncle Tax. I don't believe that he is the Aaron Hicks. The real Aaron Hicks. I'm going to give it to Jazz Chisholm.
I thought you would.
I was saving it up. Jazz Chisholm. Everything was going fine. We're cruising, but then he goes and does something
stupid.
Everlastingly stupid. Contact your brain. Put the glove down and pick up your brain. Jazz. Put the batting gloves down. Put the freaking base stealing gloves down and pick up your brain. Connect this thing between your ears. When you're at first base, make sure and call time out. Then you can do whatever the fuck you need to do.
Yes.
But until then, don't just wander around and go, oh, it's a lovely night out there. Look at that Seattle. Look at that space tower.
Look at the Seattle skyline.
Oh, that skyline's just beautiful. Oh, it's a little cold though, huh? Did you guys like Frasier? Great show. Ah, fuck, I'm out. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? That's all I got to say, Jazz. What the fuck? That shit doesn't fly. That shit doesn't fly, man, in the Bronx, man. It does not fucking fly in the Bronx. You go and do that in Florida.
Yeah. In the party town. But I just saw this on Twitter, and I'm sure it's pretty real. This is a non-Yankees note. I'm mentioning this because we obviously played them previously, the Giants. If we had a Aaron Hicks award for players not involved in the series or managers, why is Tony Vitello comparing Rafael Devers to Tiger Woods at this point in time?
I didn't see this. You got to tell me about this.
Well, it's a video, so I'm not sure if I'd be able to pull it up or not, but kind of compared it to Tiger Woods. And if you guys have been following the headlines, it's not a good time to talk about Tiger Woods. He's kind of he kind of got arrested for DUI, and he's kind of stepping away from golf because he has to fix problems with his psyche. So comparing a superstar in baseball to I don't want to call him a degenerate, but yeah, but that's not a that's a terrible comparison. I don't know if even Aaron Boone would pull that shit.
No. I'm not even sure if Aaron Boone would have done something as stupid as JJ Redick leaving Luka Doncic up in a game where he's injured points. Down 40
with the pre-existing hamstring injury.
Down 40. Your MVP candidate. The only reason why you're even a freaking functioning ball club right now. I'm not even a Lakers fan, and I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed as a basketball fan that I'm not allowed to enjoy watching Luka Doncic play because his dumbass fucking manager decided to keep him playing with a hamstring injury to tear his hamstring down 40. That's fucking smart, man. That's what the Aaron Hicks Award is there for. That's what it's there for. It's not just about baseball. It's the stench of the stupidity. And comparing yourself with Tiger Woods, no good bedfellows. And leaving in the superstar when injured, no good bedfellows. And Jazz Chisholm just being him. Not good.
Oh wait, so I have a quote from one of our favorite shows, Donald, that would describe Tony Vitello at this very moment. And I quote, let me find it. It's got to be here somewhere. Oh, you are just a babbling brook of bullshit.
Oh, I love
said
that.
by Larry David to Richard Lewis.
That's my boy. Love me some. Oh, this is very similar. Oh, well.
There's a jet stream of bullshit coming out of your mouth.
Jet stream of bullshit coming out of your mouth, my friend. Love me some Larry. Love me some Larry D. Okay, well, that'll do it for the awards. Luca, any final thoughts? We got a game coming up in a couple of hours.
Yeah, a few hours. Game starts at 1:35 p.m. Let's see if the Yankees can keep this going, should I say. They faced a very good opponent, Seattle, took 2 out of 3. They swept the Giants, obviously. The Marlins are coming in hot. They just beat the Sox up, and they also beat up the Rockies. I know 2 bad teams, but early on you're looking at 5-1. Yuri Perez is a pretty good pitcher. And the offense is cooking without Kyle Stowers, who's on the injured list, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to be interesting. It looks like they're pretty balanced from top to bottom, but I should check if Alcantara's pitching this weekend. It's going to be very interesting to see. But
Oh yeah,
don't take the Marlins lightly.
What is the pitching matchups before we go?
Great question. Let me see if I can pull it up on the schedule.
I know Warren's on the bump tonight.
Yuri Perez is pitching tonight. For tomorrow, let's see if I can pull it up. Hold on one sec. Let me get the MLB schedule instead of going to the Marlins website. Anywho, today is the 3rd of April. As I said, it's going to be Yuri Perez, who's a very good pitcher, versus Will Warren. Tomorrow, April the 4th, it is going to be Ryan Weathers versus Old Team versus Max Meyer, who is a right-hander. And then the rubber games of the set, it will be, as it goes back to the old, hold on one sec. It will be for the rubber game of the set, it will be our ace, Max Fried versus Chris Paddock.
Okay. Well, I mean,
I like the first. I like the last pitching matchup.
That's a great matchup for us. I agree with that.
We have the advantage.
But what I'll say about the Marlins is they've got really good pitching. They got a good pitching staff. So I think it should be more pitching duels coming up. Will Warren, what's your prediction for Will Warren?
I'm going to go 4 2/3 innings, 4 runs, 6 hits,
Woo!
2 walks, 4 strikeouts.
Damn, that's a rough outing. Well, if that comes to fruition, the next Pinstripe Chronicles episode will be absolutely fire. Let's see what happens.
Yes.
But what we can certainly say is thank you so much to everybody that watched another episode of the Pinstripe Chronicles with myself and with Luca. What's up? Thank you so much to everybody. If you guys could do us the big, bold, beautiful favor of hitting the like button, everybody that's still watching, please go over to our YouTube and hit that like button and share it out. Not just to your friends and family and the strangers in the corners, but just share it out. Share it out on social media. Share it out on whatever platform you guys like to use. Really, let's try and get this thing moving a little bit. We'd really appreciate it because we want more people to watch the Pinstripe Chronicles. But thank you so much to everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy the Yankee game this afternoon. Do all the good stuff. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And we will see you on.
Well, first of all, let me say, Donald, first of all, enjoy your weekend. Also, happy Good Friday to all those who celebrate. Happy Passover as well. And have a very happy Easter.
Thank you for reminding me. How did I forget? Yes, it's actually very important. I better message Mom and wish her happy Good Friday. Happy Easter, everybody. Much love to you all. Have a good one. Take care.